Activity 2.3 doesn't have any component that asks us to utilize technology to produce results. However, it does start introducing x and y intercepts, or as it's going to refer to it, vertical and horizontal intercepts. Skipping ahead, we can take a look at example 2, and in this case in parts A and B, students would have already read about and then find both the x and y intercept for the equation y equals 2x minus 10. So what we want to demonstrate is how we could use Desmos to plot points to help students visualize this idea of an x-intercept and a y-intercept. So opening up a blank template in Desmos, we can plot coordinate points just by typing in xy coordinate points with parentheses around them. So in this case we would have found our x-intercept to be the point 5, 0. If we want, we can add a label to that point. And initially that's about all we can do. But this might be helpful in getting students to initially grasp the concepts of where points should exist on a coordinate plane. If we want to investigate a little bit further, what we can do is click and hold on this red circle and turn on this drag option. This will give us 3 different options. It looks like initially what's been selected here is this drag in any direction option, or we can choose to limit the direction of the drag just to the vertical direction or the horizontal direction. So if you want to experiment with this or have your students experiment with this, you can have them turn on, for instance, dragging in the vertical direction. Then they can come and click and drag on this point. They won't be able to move it in the horizontal direction, but as they move up and down, that point will be able to slide up and down in the vertical direction. So you could use this, for instance, to get students to start answering questions about what's happening to each of the coordinates as our point moves in the vertical direction. Obviously what we can see is that our x coordinate is remaining fixed, but our y coordinate is changing. And specifically, what we're seeing is that change from 0 either to a positive or a negative value as we dip above or below the y-axis. So you can use that as one method to sort of start to explore and discover the meaning or the significance of that 0 in the y-coordinate. If we come back here, clicking and holding again, we could change the drag to be a horizontal drag. And in this case what we could see is as we drag this point to the left and to the right, our y-coordinate is going to remain completely fixed with our x value changing. So in this case emphasizing the idea that, again, any x-intercept, any point where our y-coordinate is 0, is going to have to lie on the x-axis. We could do the same thing for a y-intercept, which in the case of example 2 would have been the point 0, negative 10. We won't be able to see that point initially, but if we zoom out, we'll find it there. And we could do the same things. We could change the drag to allow us to drag in the vertical direction, horizontal direction. Again, there's also this drag in any direction, but depending on what you want students to focus on, that can get a little messy because I can maybe end up not dragging perfectly straight and I see both coordinates dragging. So using either the vertical or horizontal drag just gives a little bit more specific control, and you can explore either, again, what's happening as you move in simply the horizontal direction or the vertical direction.